I'm sitting here with Michel Sidibé, UNAIDS Executive Director, on the eve of UNAIDS World Cup Against Discrimination. My first question to you, Mr. Sidibé. The growing number of new HIV cases in our region is the cause of everyone's concern, yet you say that you expect our region to reach the 2020 goals, the 1990 goals by 2020. What's your optimism based on?
You know, I personally feel that this region, and particularly the Russian, they have science, they have resources, they have knowledge, they have competent people. And what I think is that we need the full commitment of the president. The president put in leadership will make all the difference because resources are there, knowledge are there, and we are saying that possibility is there to control the epidemic. But what we need is personal leadership, making sure that is pushing for the fast track program and saying that we need to reach the goal of 1990. We need to make sure that all the people who are in need of treatment will be on treatment. And I think a call from President Putin can make the big difference in the fight against HIV in Russia, but also in the region.
You push forward the concept that HIV response should be more complex and include treatment and prevention of hepatitis C, tuberculosis, and drug use. How do you see this concept implemented in our region?
I think the reality is that we cannot continue to keep AIDS in isolation. We need really to understand that HIV AIDS is not just about a disease, it's about a healthy society. And when we talk about a healthy society, we need to talk about the link between HIV and tuberculosis. We need to talk about the link between HIV and Hep C and cervical cancer and all others. And it becomes now, we are seeing that in many places, HIV is becoming a chronic disease. And we are seeing people living longer with this disease, and they need a quality life because they will be faced with also non-communicable disease. So for us, we need to move from just talking about AIDS in isolation and bring AIDS into what I can call universal health care for people, universal health coverage for people, and that is where we should go.
And my last question for you, if you could maybe name, I can say 3 steps, but any steps that are necessary to be taken in order to expand treatment, in order to shift the situation in our region, what would you say?
I think 1 is political leadership, 2 is ending stigma discrimination, making sure that the response is truly inclusive, and 3 is to make sure that testing is linked to access to services for all. Those 3 can change completely the nature of the epidemic in this region. Leadership, ending stigma and discrimination, and making sure that this prevention program, which will test a lot of people, will make sure that people, when they know their status, they have access to treatment.